everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to another reaction. We're checking out everything that relates to aespa's My World album, which is coming out on the 8th of May. The title track, the music video, very excited about that music video. But before getting into that, we're checking out the pre-release with Welcome to My World, which features Naevis. And I remember seeing tweets, I believe by SM themselves, as far as like Naevis making their actual debut, which is pretty cool. And also like the third episode kind of spoke about it. It was basically suggested in not just the episodes, but like some of the music videos as well. If you want to check out my reactions to all of the episodes as well as the music videos, everything that I checked out by aespa, check out the playlist somewhere up there. There's probably some stuff that I've forgotten ever since I reacted to that third episode, so apologies if I may miss some things, but at the end of the day, I'm very excited about this one. This is a pre-release. Again, we're also checking out Unhappy, Salty and Sweet, as well as Thirsty. The latter three are track videos, but basically music videos, I'm guessing. So without further ado, we have quite the day today, as you're going to see a whole bunch of videos be released all at the same time. Everything from Woods to aespa to Jackson Wang to B2B to Icon and Hypen. So very excited, and I got quite the day ahead of me right now because I'm starting off with aespa. So let's get into it.
흐릿하게 들이운 안개 속 all alone 늘 가로막은 경계선 하나 둘 거치면 끝없이 또 walk away 널 가둔 그 mirror sweet escape and break away 주된 내게로 Hey baby welcome to my world.
Oh, this sounds dark and cinematic. I love those beats. Wait, hold up. That was an interesting line. And hold up. We'll talk about it later, but in different languages, the truth remains the same. Damn. This is... We'll talk about it later. That's my favorite snack. Funyuns? Really? As if I need another reason to like them. God, what the fuck? This is different but yet similar. You know what I mean? I love the lingering darkness. Even though the video is quite... Oh my god. Like, there's darkness in the visuals, same with the music, with the song. But once the lights turn off, what happens? Oh. That's Naevis, right? Oh my god, the symphony.
Welcome to my world. Welcome to my
Oh, oh my god, that's cool. Holy shit. Damn. No sound effect from SM? That's how serious this is. Holy shit. Uh I like poking fun at the sound effect for some reason. I don't know why. Uh but holy shit. There's also an interesting line saying in different languages your truth remains the same. It's like almost like a universal language of sorts as far as like um perhaps like the purity of Naevis, her sacrifice, her willingness to go into the real world basically at the end, like her decision at the end of the third episode. Like sometimes there are things that exceed language barriers, much like much like music is a universal language, love is a universal language of sorts. It's something among those lines potentially. It's something that you can feel that you do not have to accompany by other words. It's something that is understood in every single fucking language, which is also pretty cool. There's like those energy beams, like the equivalent of like a firefly of sorts, which kind of like reminds me of a Hotel de Luna in a way, as far as like the firefly being an actual person. But here it's almost like something that it feels like to me, like if this is like the aftermath of episode 3, they don't know that Naevis is coming to the real world, basically, right? There's an element in this music video that even though these visuals are incredibly peaceful and beautiful, there's still something that makes you feel incredibly uneasy. It puts you just in a state where you're kind of skeptical. There's like there's something at the back of my mind that makes me feel like this is going to go south at any moment. I was really, plus with the actual song almost like being super epic and almost like having like the symphonic element to it. It was absolutely incredible. The vocals here are absolutely fucking insane. And I'm blown away by the fact that it sounds so different, but at the same time, it has this level of familiarity. As far as the lyrics, welcoming Naevis into their world beyond where feet fear to tread, getting over the fear like beyond your imagination, but this is the world that we're meant to be in together in this two worlds colliding. It's the perfect marriage and all that kind of stuff. This is absolutely freaking incredible. I don't know what else to say, to be honest. The fact that as we get closer to the end of the music video, we start seeing all these various flashbacks, in a way flashbacks, as they go on this trip to this, like even like the top down angles, like these aerial shots that look down on the it almost looks like a maze of sorts. The way they're driving, it just feels incredibly dark. It feels like they're going to a place where they're not going to return from. Like I don't know how to explain it. But we see all of these. They also say where all of our colors paint the same dream, as we literally almost like go to like these various flashbacks of whether it's Giselle with the drawing of the forest that they're going into. We see like that energy beam almost like possess the phone and whatnot. It's like all of these things that are telling the girls to go to this place. Like we all get all of these various pieces of clue that are so different, but they point us to the same dream, to the same place that we're going into. So it's almost like they didn't have to talk about where they're going to, even though all of these clues that they got are so different from one from the other. It still equals to the same place that they need to go, much like no matter the language, uh, everything is understood, much like painting with different colors. using different colors or something, but painting the same dream. Um, Whatever the road that we are taking, it leads us to the same place, which I thought was really, really cool. And then when they end up in that place, in that forest, and it's literally like a representation of that drawing of Giselle, and we see Naevis again. There's like this feeling of uncertainty for some reason, but at the same time, it looked the girls don't seem to be scared. They don't seem to be even too surprised. Uh, but I'm really am intrigued with the title of the title track, which is Spicy, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm guessing like the novice is going to add that spice into the mix while being introduced into this real world. So I'm very, very excited. I do know that there's like a video, like almost like a news report of sorts, a mock news report, a news channel or something. So I'm very excited to see where the actual title track, the music video, and the song itself, where it goes, because I believe that it's going to add quite a bit of spice, with no pun intended, with Navis being introduced into the actual world, the real world, and what it may actually do to it. Because if Navis can get into the real world, then it means that maybe someone else can. Or what are going to be the consequences of Navis being in that world? I'm not really sure. For some reason, I'm expecting something dark. If this song is any indication, because again, it just lingers. But the actual song, "Welcome to My World," is absolutely fucking amazing. I love the darkness. I love these vocals so freaking much, and the arrangement of the song is absolutely incredible. So I'm very, very stoked about whatever is going to happen next. Let's get into the next music video, which is going to be "I'm Unhappy." Let's go. Well, there's that darkness I was talking about. Yes, please. Oh, somebody flatlined. Oh. Oh, same vocal melody from the previous song. My timeline has come to a stop? What the fuck did Barry Allen do now?
멈춰버린 my timeline 지루해진 day and night 재미없고 따분해 뻔한 every day 습기들 속에 우릴 보면 왠지 단 세상 얘기 같아 나만 빼고 행복해 but I'm not okay 다들 완벽해 보이는 매일 나 혼자만 로그아웃 된 듯이 이 세상과 내 마음의 거린 so far.
Wait, was that that was a reference to the man? Holy shit, that was cool. That's cool. Okay. That's cool. Wait, Nia took the red pill. If this is a reference to the Matrix, then she made the wrong choice potentially, and that's why she's unhappy, because she's stuck in the world where she convinced herself that she's unhappy instead of looking at it from a perspective of being aware and whatnot. Like as far as like Neo taking the red pill and becoming aware of the world that isn't actually real, and like discovering the Matrix and all that kind of stuff. Maybe there's a little bit of something there, because she takes that pill and she falls back to sleep, and then like the chorus, that's really, really interesting. This is like hell. So I'm stuck in this hell, but I'm choosing to be in there because I'm so afraid of exposing the real world. Maybe I'm taking this a little bit too far, but I don't know. The lyrics, like my updated feed and the login, as if I'm the only one logged out. Like, ironically, I took the blue pill and I allow myself to continue feeling depressed and unhappy as if I'm the only one who's logged out, but I'm too afraid to take the red pill in order to actually log out and like accept myself for who I am and stop being obsessed with. It's almost like be happy for yourself and not be affected so much by everyone else, as far as it affecting your status and whatnot. Are you actually unhappy, or are you living in a world where everyone is so happy to a degree where you know it's fucking fake because nobody's happy all of the time? I'm not sure, but they definitely like experience. Ironically, I feel like I'm looking at another world while I'm choosing to stay in this world. Maybe I'm taking it too far, but even the hand placement and everything, that felt like a Matrix reference. Oh. Oh, that was so fucking cool. Yeah. That was low-key super cool transition with just a hard cut, but the light turns on almost like a light bulb moment for Karina, and then it cuts to Winter and you see just a tiny bit of that same light, same bulb, as it moves, zooms in on her face. That was really, really cool. And I love the visual of Ning Ning, like the dancers basically like controlling her as she's saying, I just pretend to be happy and tell you. Like they know that they live in the world where it's all fucking fake and whatnot. Damn. Blinding yourself, yeah. The red aesthetic. Damn. Almost like anger and rage. There it is. Yes. Take the fucking red. It looks like a cherry. And they all hold like these, almost like these blindfolds to blind her, to just shut her eyes, be brave, delete. So it's like Karina chooses to live in a world where she's depressed because she's too afraid of actually facing it, even though everything in her mind and all the girls' mind tell them to take the fucking red pill. This is really, really freaking cool. It's also the red color on Ning Ning. It's like, take the red. That was also very cool. Oh, that was and then they chase her like a fucking witch.
I'm so happy.
Did they chase her? Is that what it was? This time it didn't flatline. So it's almost like the beginning with Winter. She flatlined because she chooses to live in a world much like Karina, taking the blue pill and whatnot, choosing to be depressed in a world where I don't belong. But here she continues to run, and it seems like the girls, the dancers, the actors behind them, They have like these candles and whatnot, which could potentially like represent like burning of the witch and whatnot because she's different. And if you're different, much like in the old days and whatnot, uh, anything that cannot be explained, you pretty much get, burned alive and whatnot, like burning of the witch and shit. That's kind of like what a witch hunt is what I was actually thinking of. English is not my first language, so I do apologize for kind of like taking a little bit of extra time in between my thoughts and whatnot to really uh, create a coherent sentence and whatnot. But sometimes I get a little bit carried away, and my brain works a little bit faster than what comes out of my mouth. So yeah, this was absolutely incredible. And low key, I loved Girls, like the song Girls. You know what I'm fucking talking about. The song Girls was awesome. This might be like my second favorite song by aespa, and Welcome to My World was also amazing. And now that I'm listening to this and the previous song, I'm kind of starting to realize that aespa are on a very different level because I'm having a hard time deciding which song is my favorite from everything that I heard from them. This was absolutely incredible. The encapsulation of like depression of living in a world where I know it's fake. We base our lives on social media. We care about looking perfect for one frame than actually having a decent life. We focus on the wrong thing, and we're so afraid of escaping that world because we're going to be considered as witches potentially, or something that is wrong with the world because you feel like you're the only one who feels this way. Obviously, that is not the case. So, and I gotta believe that also with idols, they feel that way too. So it almost feels almost like a double entendre in a way, as far as like not wanting to just be another idol. Just I want to live life by my rules. I don't want to obey to a standard. I want to break barriers. I want to not live in a world and pretend to be someone that I am not. I want to be me, and I don't want to be, ridiculed for being myself. So I feel like there's some really really cool visuals here, and like the blindfolds, like as she's about to be blinded, but then she runs away and tries to escape. And then, I believe it was Ning Ning with the cheerleading uh, outfit, surrounded by all the other dancers who are basically like creating the choreography of being controlled and manipulated and just being, pretending to be someone that you are not. Taking a cheerleader who's supposed to cheer, but she's as depressed as anyone you've ever seen in your life. So I feel like there was like a really cool, almost like this double meaning in that, or not even a double meaning, but uh, it amplified that meaning of being unhappy while wearing a cheerleading costume so much more than just like being surrounded by people who pretend to be happy while you are unhappy. So I felt like they did an incredible job of creating a super dark vibe. This almost makes you feel a little bit depressed, almost like feeling like as if you just watched a Darren Aronofsky movie or something. Like I don't know how to explain it again. There's definitely a cinematic quality to both of these videos that we've checked out so far that is absolutely fucking incredible. This song was uh absolutely insane, and like the red light on Ning Ning, as it symbolized like warning lights, it symbolizes rage, it symbolizes um here it doesn't symbolize love, of course, but hate, as it then cuts to Karina being offered that red pill, basically. So that was another cool transition, done with a hard cut, basically. So it's like as the red pill or red cherry or whatever candy is approaching Karina, it's almost like the equivalent of the red being illuminated on Ning Ning, her entire body and the entire frame, which I felt like it was so freaking cool. And the lyrics saying before it's too late. I mean, you gotta end it, you gotta delete it, you gotta make that decision. Um, this was amazing. Let's move on to the next song. Oh, is that a chip of sorts? Oh. Is that a network card? Thread of faith? Or warning sensor lights? Holy shit. Oh my god, that was... What the... Do we get a sound effect? No sound effect in this one either. Holy shit, SM. This is really, really serious. The green is interesting because literally like the cover art is green as well. I'm trying to think of anything that is green in the previous music videos that we generally checked out. I'm not sure. But like the cake, it's almost like the cake symbolizes hacking, like computer hacking, because it looked like some kind of a network card or like some kind of a card. I'm not sure. I'm not that well versed in computers or technology for that matter. And there's also like this red thread, which immediately to me in my mind goes to like thread of faith. But also the thread looked like the sensor lights that were all over some of the visuals, which almost like represents breaking and entering into like a facility of sorts, like about to steal something. And you basically crash the system and all sensor lights go off, but you don't really care about it. The salty and sweet was definitely very, very interesting. The song sounded absolutely incredible. Um, a whole bunch of chandeliers, which was also really, really interesting at different heights, different sizes, different shapes. I'm not really sure what to think about. There's a whole bunch of like cables, which again with the thread of faith and like the red thread basically the red thread in general was also really, really interesting. Like I feel like it's like the equivalent of them hacking into some kind of a network. And none of the chandeliers are actually working, which is also really interesting. There's like what looks like silver-ish apples or something. I'm not sure. This was definitely interesting. And it's definitely like the lyrics say twist in the recipe. So, god damn. It's also interesting. It looks like the same cherries from the I'm Unhappy music video, but they're painted. Because now I'm thinking that it had a bit of a root in it, so I'm pretty sure that it was some kind of a cherry, which is very, very cool. And like all these various sensor lights or sensor looking lights in this empty, much like the cinema and whatnot. There's a whole bunch of green drinks, which reminds me of Blood, Sweat, and Tears, as well as Sweet and Sour, if I'm not mistaken, by Bam Bam, which represents absinthe, if I'm not. And one of the theories, I think somebody said that it's not actually true, that it causes like hallucinations and whatnot. Not sure. This is really, really interesting, though. I don't know what else to say. If you got any thoughts, ideas about some of the things that are happening here, to me, this like represents them hacking and it being a piece of cake, basically. But I'm not sure. I'm open to any thoughts, suggestions, and any 2 cents that you guys can provide on this one. Let me know in the comment section. The girls looked absolutely incredible, and the vibe was so. Again, it was different, but at the same time, it still felt incredibly familiar, which is a theme with today's songs. Let's move on to the final song now, which is Thirsty. Oh my. Thirsty for what, though? Quiet on the set. Friends. Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, who's Chandler? Thirsty for love, friendship, and whatnot? Lucky Charms? Character, it's new you, live life. Interesting. Let's talk about it. There's that green again.
That's a wrap.
Okay, before we check what I'm guessing is going to be a bloopers, because it's Friends inspired. The fact that they almost kind of like break, it's not necessarily a breaking of the fourth wall, but maybe it's like a representation of the world that aespa is in. Like they're an actual group within the. Like it's really, really interesting. Like it feels like it's not the real aespa. But aespa in that world that Naevis is coming into. Because the green, again, the green like represented almost like what I assume is like hacking in the previous music video, and now we see that green beanie on the love interest and whatnot. I'm not sure. I feel like this is almost like a mock love song from the universe that aespa are living within the actual storyline and not the real aespa. I'm confusing myself. But I hope that you guys... Do I make any... Did I make any sense? I'm not sure. Am I an idiot? Maybe. Was the song good? Yeah. Do they get extra brownie points for a Friends concept? Absolutely. Let's see the bloopers. Maybe it's not even like real bloopers. It's bloopers within like the world that they're in. It's kind of like when the trickster in Supernatural put Sam and Dean in that sitcom, or when they actually played themselves and they had their real believe Jensen's real wife. Wait, or was it Jared's real wife was there? But they weren't actually the real Sam and Dean. They were playing a parody of the real life characters or something like that. Like that feels like that. Even the bloopers kind of feel like they're not actually blooping. Blooping? Can you bloop? I'm overanalyzing this. I'm sorry. Let's. Hi. Okay, I feel like I went through a bunch of different emotions right now. From super, I was like dark inspirational with Welcome to My World to I'm Unhappy is probably my favorite out of these four, and then Welcome to My World is my second favorite, even though Welcome was absolutely incredible. But like the subject matter of I'm Unhappy just really spoke to me, and the visuals, plus even like the aspect ratio made me think more so of a world that was inspired by something like Matrix, which kind of fits 90s plus Friends also 90s. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Salty and Sweet is inspired by something as well. Like if it's hacking, maybe some kind of a hacker movie. There was one with Angelina Jolie, but was it in the 90s? I'm not sure. I don't remember. All I know is that these girls, with these four songs, showed off an insane amount of versatility. And the Thirsty was definitely the biggest departure from the usual style that I know and love from them. While the other songs still had a little bit of like familiarity to it, but it still felt different. Different enough for me to be super blown away by their versatility. It was amazing. Let me know what you guys thought. And where does your mind go when you watch this? And do you have any theories, or am I just kind of like thinking too much about it? If I made any sense, let me know in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this reaction, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, check out the Patreon if you want to see some exclusive reactions, as well as support the production of these videos here on YouTube. And I'll catch you all in the next one. Have a wonderful week, you guys. See ya.